come to Salento, we've loved the land kissed by the sun and gold. I didn't know anything about these plums really. And I thought, they look like gold. Are they gold plums? Yes. This is amazing. Sorry, let me just get rid of this pip. I mean, it isn't extraordinary to have a plum tree with probably, I don't know, 50, 60 kilograms of plums on there with very little work. Well, you know, I love cooking, I love making bread, and I love doing a huge amount of things. So through this video, we're gonna see if you do have a plum tree, if it's not a golden plum, it may be a different type of plum, how can you make jam? I mean, it's Sunday. You know, here we got 38 degrees, everybody's at the beach, relaxing and chilling out. Me, I just love making jam. So, let's do it. First thing we need is a container. Now, are we gonna pick them or are we gonna shake the tree? No show yet, let's see. I think shaking off the tree works. I think I'm gonna pick some. The ones that look really yellow. And you know, they look so yellow, the light travels through. So you do get these elements of transparency and they're very, very soft. Now this variety was probably created in the 18th century. Oh, I think I've got something that's coming to my ear. But anyway. Probably a little hunt. Oh, I think I've collected just enough to start my process of making jam. Now, when it comes to beautiful trees like this in the gardens, they haven't been treated, so no chemicals or anything is been sprayed, so it's totally natural. So when you talk about organic, this will be really, really organic. I don't think it gets any better than this, but it would still be a good idea to wash it. So that's exactly what we're gonna do before we continue with the process. If anybody is thinking, Davide, I've been watching your channel and you do refurbishment. Yeah, but I love cooking. If you do follow on Instagram, Mengoli's Cooking is my Instagram profile. I haven't got a lot of time to do really my passion things, you know, the things that I really love. So the weekend is a great opportunity to share some things, but also what an opportunity if you have trees like this, that they grow spontaneously. This is one of the most amazing things about this land. It's so fertile. So just to think that this tree grows here by itself, doesn't need any watering, doesn't need any help, doesn't need anything, and then produces 50, 60, 70 kilograms of golden plums. Well, that could be a reason for choosing Salento. Let's go and wash them. All we're going to do is just a quick rinse, just to make sure that there is no, it would probably be a good idea to rinse this as well, because there's a lot of little animals. And they're amazing. Look at this colour. Oh, no wonder why they call them golden drops. So if you come to Salento, please remember to ask me for a little jar of golden drops clam. It'll probably be finished by then anyway. So we've now washed them. Now, it would be a good idea to just get some of the water off of it. So what I do, I'll put a rag inside the sink and I just quickly just roll them on there, just a little bit. Just enough to get a little bit of the water off of it. Because you don't really want water in your jam, do you? Well, this is done. We now need to get the pip out and start the next part of the process. So we now need to get the pip out. There's many ways, you know, you may feel compelled to just open it by hand and get the pip out. And that could be one way of doing it. Or you may want to use a knife if you don't like to get your hands too dirty. So you can cut around and make sure you get the pip out. Oh, well, this takes longer actually. Yeah, I like to get my hands dirty when I do this. This is taking forever. I've got to do all of these plums. Oh, probably that was a difficult one. Yeah, you could just cut it around and expose the pip. Very therapeutic actually. I feel better already. I'm not stressed. So if you're thinking, well, I'm in Salento, I'm gonna get bored. No, you're not gonna get bored. There's so much things to do. You can make your own wines, you can make your own jams, you can have your own vegetable patch, make your own pasta. Yeah, we do have supermarkets, but you know, it just tastes better when you do things yourself. And obviously we're gonna put some sugar in it. Oh, I forgot a little thing. You need to weight the amount of plums. In this particular case, we've got 4 kilograms of plums, and that would allow you to make a decision on how much sugar you need to put in it. So we'll see that, because, well, everybody's different. When it comes to the golden plums, there's many different types of golden plums, but this one here, it's a very sweet one. So you may not want to go for the full ratio of 50%. You may want to reduce a little bit your sugar. Obviously your sugar, apart from making the jam really nice and tasty and sweet, it also works as a preservative. So yeah, it's a good idea. This is a totally natural jam by the time we're finished with this. So let's get on with it. So 20 minutes later, and look at this. A little bit of hard work because you've got to do them one by one, and now we have just 4 kilograms of golden plums. Now, a little recipe or a little trick, I like to squeeze actually an organic lemon from the garden here. What does the lemon do? Well, it is Sunday and we are by the water, so motorbikes. And just a little bit of a squeeze, and if you see a pip coming through, well then good idea to just remove it. And the lemon just takes a little bit of that taste and makes it a little sweeter when you put the sugar in. I would squeeze, because there's so much plums in there, just a little bit. You can also use the apple. If you think that the plums are not really that sweet, well, probably in 4 kilograms of plums I will put 2 apples, but not in this case. We want to try to keep it a pure plum. Now, decision needs to be made. How much sugar? We've got about 4 kilos, just a little bit less. So the right ratio would be 50%, 2 kilograms. But I'm going to go about a half a kilo in, and then I'm going to stir it. And I like to use white sugar, and the reason why I like to use white sugar is because it doesn't really alter the end product, you know, the color, really gold yellow color of the jam. But if you do like a different type of sugar, go for it. You don't have to do what I do. So we've put in the first kilogram of sugar. And what I'm doing really, it's very important. A lot of this process is going to happen while it's cooking, but I like to leave it for 20 minutes, half an hour to marinate with the sugar before actually get it. Oh wow, I just want to eat it now. Delicious. And I'm gonna stop that now. So I've put in 1.5 kilograms of sugar, and I'm gonna stop. I think that's more than enough. Sugar is not good for you, but I like it. Why do we always like the things that are not good for us? Well, anyway, that's another story. We'll leave it for another video. So we just leave it now for about 20 minutes, half an hour, and then we'll move on to the next phase where it's gonna go and it's gonna start cooking. So we are now finally ready to go. So turning the gas on, put it quite gentle, not too much. Yeah, that's just perfect. And the secret really is in the stirring. So every 3 to 4, 5 minutes, you want to come around and keep stirring it. Now, you could actually put it through the blender and make it, well, you know, like more spreadable, but I like the idea of having these big chunks of apricot, you know, when I'm spreading it on my bread. So I've decided to just leave them as they are, and obviously through the cooking process they're gonna become a lot softer, they're gonna break, but some of the pieces will stay together, which is gonna add to the flavor and to this natural feel. It's gonna bring back your memory of you picking the plum from the tree and going through the process. So about 45 minutes now, stir it gently, and really the length of time that it spends on the fire, it very much depends on how thick you want your jam to be. The longer you leave it, the drier it becomes. So I kind of like it a little bit fluid, so not runny but liquid. You know, I love that idea of putting the spoon in there. And so now, bit of patience, turn it around every 5 minutes and we'll get to the cross line. So, a little bit of time it's gone through. Have a look inside. This is the rye consistency. What it's the apple doing in here? Yes, it's interesting because if while you are making it you think that it's a little bit too fluid, a little bit too liquidy, then get an apple, drop it in there or cut it enough. I think this is a mosquito. Is this a mosquito? It's trying to eat me. And the apple will just help. Oh, tastes delicious. So now we're gonna fill up the jars. Now you've seen that I've got 2 jars here that have been filled already. And isn't it incredible that only a couple of hours ago they were sitting on the tree behind me, and a few hours later we've got some amazing jam, homemade jam. Now close it tight, and then you've got to make sure you turn it upside down, and this is to create the under vacuum effect, and you leave it there until we go on to the next stage, which you'll see in a second. So with our 4 kilograms of plums and about 1.5 kilograms of sugar, we've got this. Isn't that incredible? And we've got loads more to go. So what do we do next? I use a tea towel because the next phase is to preserve the jam, because I don't like to put anything in there. I keep it natural. So this process is called bagno Maria, bain marie, double waters or double boiling, whatever you want to call it. But we have created the under vacuum, as you can see. So now we can turn it around and start positioning. Oh, isn't this beautiful? We position them in there. And the reason why I put the tea towel is because I'm going to cover this with water. And when the water starts to boil, you don't want the glass hitting the metal. It could just make it crack. So very important to use a tea towel. The other little thing, when you put the water in here, just don't put freezing cold water, because the jam's still quite hot and it may just crack as a result of that. So just get some warm water from the tap and fill it up. So now it's ready to be filled up, and we are almost at the closing stages of this extraordinary morning here in Salento. I think I'm done. Pick up your fruit, or just find a nice contadino here in Salento to get some fruit. Once you've got your fruit, you clean it quickly, then you try to dry it a little bit. You take the pip out, then you put the sugar. Remember the quantity is about 50% sugar to the weight of the fruit. In this particular case, the golden drops, plums. Then you make it, put it there, stir it every 5 minutes, round about 40 minutes cooking time. Leave it for a little bit because it's a little bit too hot. If it was too liquidy, remember, drop the apple. Once all that process is done, turn the gas off, leave it for about 10-15 minutes because like I said, it's really hot. Fill up your glass jars, close them tight, turn them upside down, leave them for a few minutes just to create the vacuum effect. Then you put them back in here, cover them with water, make it boil for about 20 minutes, turn it off, and bang! You've got your homemade supernatural jam. That's it for me. I hope you've enjoyed it. I do a lot of other things in life, but I do enjoy making jam. Stay safe wherever you are.